Hey, what is up guys? Assalamualaikum. My name is Izwan and this is my ride. So what you look at here is a 2003 Product Lisa 1.0 GX. The 1.0 stands for the 1000cc of engine, while GX stands for the manual transmission edition of the Lisa. This car I bought for a price of 10,000 ringgit, and that price is excluding the road tax and the insurance. In Malaysia, in order for you to buy a car and to drive the car on the road, you need to purchase a road tax and also the insurance of the car. So this car is 10,000 ringgit. For the summation of road tax, insurance and the car is 11,500 ringgit. So you might be wondering, how can a 1000cc car cost that much? It is because the insurance of this car, I took the first party, and this car is my first year car, which is the NCD of the car is 0%, which means I need to pay a lot for the insurance of this car. So this car I bought at 10,000 ringgit, but the first budget that I actually plan on buying a second-hand car is 15,000 ringgit. Now you might be wondering that, okay, this car is 11,500 ringgit on the road and I plan for 15,000 ringgit. So I have saved for about 3,500 ringgit. So what am I going to do with that money? Now, the thing that you need to know when you're buying a second-hand car is that you need to keep some thousands of ringgit for the wear and tear stuff on the car. Because you didn't know the previous owner what they do to the car, whether the car is actually involved in an accident or perhaps the car might have some kind of a breakdown or something. So thankfully this car I bought, it has a few minor of wear and tear. Some of it are like the tires, and then there's like the clutch pad and the transmission. And those money, the 3,500 ringgit I spent just for repairing all those stuff. So actually this car I bought approximately 15,000 ringgit. And actually the color of this car is not actually blue. When I bought this car, the color on the paper, it says that the color is actually gold, but the previous owner has already painted it in two-tone. Actually, if you guys notice that actually the two-tone for the Lisa is actually the limited edition car, but this car is actually the Product Lisa 1.0 GX. The GX doesn't have the two-tone color. The limited edition car of Lisa only had this kind of tone. But the previous owner painted this car with this kind of tone and I liked it. At first glance, when I look at this car, I believe that this is the right choice for me to buy the car. Okay, so the car is actually gold, but it's already painted with black and blue. And actually this car doesn't even have any body case or perhaps a spoiler or everything or any accessories involved on it. But then I feel like when I own a car, I need to have an identity of the car itself. So I look around on the internet, on the forums of all the Product Lisa that has been modified. So I look through all of the cars and I see that there are some people who tries to create the car to look like a Daihatsu Miragino or perhaps a Mini Cooper, and there are tons of modification of the car. So I thought, hey, I wanted to do all the stuff, but I don't have a lot of money. So at first what I do when I got this second-hand car is that I spend most of it just to repair and maintenance of the car first. But then I work as a part-time job at a fast food restaurant. I save some of the money and then I use some of the money to do some of the modification of the car itself. So as you can see here, I put an extra skirting at the back of the car, and the car painted with a matte black color. And also here I put an extension of the exhaust so that it looks more cool than ever. Right, and then at the back of the car, it doesn't even have any emblem. It doesn't show that this car is actually a Product Lisa car. So what I did is I put a GTR emblem here so that I feel like I'm actually riding a Skyline car. But no, it's actually a Product Lisa. But it doesn't matter, as long as you have that car, it doesn't matter. Right, and then every car when you want to go fast, you're always going to need a spoiler on the car. So I picked this spoiler instead of other spoilers. It is because this spoiler is actually meant for the Mini Cooper car, but this one is specifically made for the Lisa, and I feel like this one suits the best for this one. Alright, and then looking at the side of this car, when I bought this car, the first time when I saw this car at the rental store, not at the rental store, at a car rental place, the car is actually uses a Pro2 Myvi's tire. If you guys didn't know a Pro2 Myvi's car, Pro2 Myvi is actually more bigger than this car actually. The car is actually a 1.3cc and there are also 1.5 or 1.6. And that car is actually not that huge, but compared to this car, the Myvi is quite big. So because of the Myvi is big, so the tire are also big. But the previous owner, they literally used the Myvi tire, put it on the Kalisa. So the first time when I drove the car, it was having a lot of scratches. It is because of the biggest tire, the biggest circumference of the tire. So what I did was I saved some money to change the profile of the tire itself. So instead of having the tire too big, so I have it a little bit small, but keeping the size of the rim. This rim is actually the original Myvi rim. So yeah, I think it looks cool because you know the Kalisa actually supposed to use a 13-inch rim, but instead I use a 14-inch. But 14-inch looks quite well as well. Alright, so looking at the other side of the car, thankfully when I bought this car, it already comes with a visor. You know, this visor is not that actually very practical to see in this Kalisa, because you know why? Because some of the car they uses the one that are like very big, but this one is quite okay. It looks like a Mini Cooper visor, and okay. And also looking at the front of the car, it was actually basic. Doesn't look that cool and everything, but when I look at it, I feel like I need to do something about it because you know I don't want the car to look plain and I don't want the car to look very common with other cars. So what I did is that I wrapped the chrome grille in front of this. Instead of chrome, I wrapped it with a satin black, and then I tinted the headlamp and also the signal here, and also I put another skirting down here, and also I changed the plate number. And in case you guys didn't know what this is actually a tow strap. The tow strap that uses for the tow truck to tow your car. Instead of just putting a hook underneath your car, you just need to pull the hook here, and then your car is ready to be towed. Right? This is not a keychain. This is a tow strap. Right? And this car, I don't do much on the engine or perhaps the inside of the car. I just put it on basic. I mean, this car, I don't intend on spending it too much because besides it is just a second-hand car, and I only use it just to go to a part-time job places and also to classes. But maybe I'm going to invest just for a few years, just so that this car can be running as normal as possible, and I hope that it will serve me well in the next few years. So that is it. This is my car.